Imagine a world with no locks on the doors. A world where you never have to teach your children about strangers, where a headline never makes your heart sink, where the word goodbye is just a brief parting, never a permanent ache. Imagine a sunrise that promises a day not a struggle, but pure discovery. A sunset that brings not exhaustion, but peaceful satisfaction. This isn't a fantasy from a distant galaxy. This is the echo of a world that was meant to be. This is the whisper of Eden. We all carry a memory of this place in our souls, a deep, unshakable sense that things are not as they're supposed to be. It all comes back to a single moment, under the branches of a single tree, a choice that sent ripples across all of time. Today, we are not just telling a story. We are embarking on a journey of holy imagination. We are asking one of the most profound questions in all of faith. What if it never happened? What if Adam and Eve never ate the forbidden fruit? This isn't about rewriting scripture. It's about trying to understand the depth of God's original dream for us. To grasp the world he called very good. In this world, the first thing we would know is unbroken communion. The Bible speaks of walking with God in the cool of the day. This wouldn't be a line in a book. It would be the rhythm of our existence. A constant, effortless conversation with our Creator. As natural as breathing. There would be no shame, no fear, no hiding. Imagine a relationship with no pretense. A connection so pure that your soul is completely known and completely loved. Always. Your work will be pure creation, not toil. Tending the garden would be an act of artistry, not a battle against thorns and thistles. Every talent, every gift would be used to bring more beauty into a world already bursting with it. A joyful collaboration with the divine artist himself. And in that world of perfect connection, our relationships with each other would be just as pure. Imagine knowing someone without suspicion, without insecurity. Every interaction would be built on a foundation of absolute trust. There would be no betrayal, for the seed of selfishness would never have been planted. No envy, for each person's unique glory would be a cause for celebration, not comparison. We would see each other as God sees us. Masterpieces, created with infinite love and purpose. But this beautiful, unbroken world raises a powerful question. In a life without struggle, what would be our purpose? In a world without adversity, how would our character be forged? Courage, forgiveness, resilience, compassion. So many of the virtues we admire most are shaped in the crucible of hardship. This is where the journey takes a deeper turn. The very essence of God's creation, the spark of the divine in humanity, is the freedom to choose. Love cannot be programmed. A relationship cannot be forced. For our love for God to be real, it had to be a choice. And for it to be a choice, the alternative had to exist. In Eden, humanity was not a race of puppets, but of sons and daughters, given the dignity of a real decision. In this perfect world, our growth wouldn't come from overcoming evil, but from exploring goodness. Our purpose would be an ever-expanding journey into the heart of God, discovering more of His nature, His creativity, His love. Our character will be sharpened not by what we endured, but by what we created. Our courage will be shown not in facing down enemies, but in pioneering new frontiers of art, science, and worship. It would be a different kind of strength, a different kind of depth. What do you think would be the greatest beauty, or the greatest challenge, of living in a world without a single scar? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This forces us to look at the world we have now. A world of scars, of tears, of brokenness. The choice was made, and we live in its long shadow. It is a world full of echoes of that first goodbye to God. But this is the most critical part of the entire story. God's dream for humanity did not end at the foot of that tree. It was not defeated by a single act of defiance. In fact, the brokenness of our world set the stage for a love story so profound, so powerful, it would shake the foundations of heaven and earth. God's answer to humanity's choice was not abandonment. It was pursuit. He didn't look down on our self-inflicted wounds from a distance. He chose to come down and wear scars of His own. The story doesn't end with garden lost. It climaxes with a cross. The ultimate, what if, is not what if we had never fallen, but what if God decided our fall was the perfect opportunity to demonstrate a love that is stronger than sin, stronger than death? He entered our pain. He took on our brokenness, and he defeated it from the inside. And in doing so, he didn't just offer us a ticket back to the original garden. He promised something even more glorious, a new creation, a world restored not to simple innocence, but to redeemed glory, a world populated not by people who never fell, but by people who have been lifted up, healed, and made whole. Our hope is not in turning back the clock, but in looking forward to the day when the Creator of the universe will once again walk among his people, and this time we will know the full depth of the price he paid to be with us. The question, then, is no longer just what if, it's what now? How do we live in this broken world, knowing that its restoration is guaranteed? If this journey into the heart of God's plan has stirred something in you, subscribe and join us as we continue to explore the questions that shape our faith and our future.